sage, this lady's burning sage. Sage. Nice. The smell of sage is beautiful. Yes. She's cleansing the negative, she said.
Huh?
You say you're cleansing the negative?
No negative, all positive. I'm cleansing that negative, cleansing it out.
Great, thank you. right here again.
That photo of me like yelling, like I cried when I saw it. A friend of mine said that. My individual life.
Sorry about the tips and sideways, guys, but I had to get that shot.
Can't hear y'all. We ain't supposed to know justice. No justice. No peace. If there ain't no justice. No peace. 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 No peace. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace.
We want peace. We ain't going till we get it. 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 want justice. God wants justice. We are the church. We are the church. And God wants change. And God wants change. We are the church. We are the church. And God wants justice. God wants justice. We are the church. We are the church. And God wants change. And God wants change. We are the church. We are the church. And God wants justice. God wants justice. We are the church. We are the church. And God wants change. And God wants change. We are the church. We are the church.
We're marching here in the Bronx in New York.
We are the church. We are the church.
This is a church-led one, church-led action, spirit-led action. Thank you for sharing, Nicole. Hi, Diane. So we got police helping us maintain the line. Thank you, Diane. Strength to us all. When I see the church coming out, it's almost as impressive as white people coming out to help the cause. Because it's actually such a big change. It's such a shift to actually have the church putting its feet in the streets, putting its hearts and minds and bodies and actions where its mouth is and where the core of the church is. Clearly, Christ was not adverse to protests, throwing the money changers out of the temple, doing all the things that he did were a direct threat to the power structures of his time. The whole Black Lives Matter movement, environmental movement, Standing Rock, all a threat to power structures of this time, all calling for a more just and equitable world for us to live in. We are mourning George Floyd. We are mourning all George Floyds everywhere in the world, across Turtle Island, across the world, from New Zealand, all the way to here in the streets in the Bronx. Hey, Mei Ling. Thank you for checking out the scope, Terry. Thank you. Thank you to all the VIPs. Shout out to y'all jumping in, supporting the broadcast. Thank you for the interesting commentary between the factions inside the comment section. The left wing, right wing, conservative, progressive, centrist, conspiracy theory, well-informed dialogue that's going along in the comment section. All right, they have arrived at Bryant Park. They've reached their destination, Bryant Park. Sorry about that, guys. Got you guys a little. I swiped some
some hand sanitizer as I pass the concession stand, so gotta stay safe out here.
I'll take one.
This park is gonna fill up pretty quickly, so I'm likely not to go into the crowd. Might just hang out on the side. This is gonna get packed very, very quickly. There's nowhere near enough space for everybody to social distance properly. So this is gonna it's gonna be a great looking photo, but definitely not enough room for everybody. This march started at 4 o'clock. It's been 3 hours. It's 7 o'clock now.
No justice? No justice? No peace. 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 No justice? No justice? No justice? No justice? No justice?
They're on the other side of the park.
No justice?
I'm in for tonight.
No justice? 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 Make some noise, make some noise. I can't hear y'all, they can't hear us. Make some noise. Make some noise. Make some noise.
All right, guys, so I'm gonna wrap it up. My shoulders are killing me. 3 hours of carrying my gear and everything. Now they headed to the other side of the park.
Make some noise.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna be
Make some
speaking.
noise. Put the noise.
They're gonna be speaking for a little while.
Keep it going.
Close out the
Keep it going.
demonstration. I'm gonna rest.
Keep it going.
I'm gonna rest and then I'm gonna head out. Probably head back to Brooklyn. I do got work in the morning, so I need to get some rest. Sam, hey Sam, what's going on? See you in the chat.
We are the church. We are the church. And we want change. We want change. We are the church. We are the church. And we want change. We want change. We are the church. 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 We want justice. We are the church. We are the church. And we want justice. We want justice. We are the church. We are the church. And we want justice. We want justice. We are the church. We are the church. And we want justice. We want justice. We are the church.
If you could share this out, Cheryl, that would be great.
We want change. We want change. We want change. Tell them 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 we want peace. We want peace. Tell them we want justice. We want justice. Tell them we want change. We want change. Tell them we want peace. We want peace. Tell them we want justice. We want justice. And we are the church. We are the church. Come on, we are the church. We are the church. We are the church. We are the church. Church of the Bronx, make some noise. Oh yeah, public clown, but we gotta make some better noise than that.
and the life of George Floyd. We have marched to remember Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and all the others who have died unjustly in this land. Their blood cries out from the ground like the blood of Abel, the first one who suffered a murder unjustly. Their blood cries out, and we are their voices in this land to ensure that they are not forgotten. The Word of God tells us that righteousness and justice are at the throne of God. That righteousness and justice is the very foundation of God's throne. That God demands righteousness in the land. That God demands justice in the land. And the Word says, what does the Lord require of us? But to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly before our God. And today, we are here to lend our voices with the voices of all those across this land and across this world, crying out for justice in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. The Word of God says that not only should we do justice, but we should also love mercy, that we do not become like the oppressors, that we do not become like the ones who spew hate in our land, but we take a different path. While we raise our voices, we do not raise our hands to attack. We raise our hearts, and we raise our minds, and we raise our voices to demand that justice be done. But we extend mercy when mercy is needed. And we thank God that God is a God of mercy.
One of the things I want you guys to take from this, and I cannot stress this enough, some of y'all probably tired of hearing this, but knowledge is, knowledge is, knowledge is, knowledge is, knowledge is. We as people have come together in solidarity for the same cause, for the right cause. Yes, we're all here today under unfortunate circumstances because we have lost so many brothers and sisters on and off camera, but they did not die in vain. We are here, we are their voices. We are winning. The police, law enforcement, tries constantly to silence us. They try to silence us by killing us, by keeping us down. Well, I'm sorry, not sorry. You may have tried to kill George Floyd, Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, Sean Bell. You may have tried to kill them, but you cannot kill us. Thank you to all the people also who supplied snacks and first aid, all the protesters out here. So you could ask yourselves and the people around you, what now? What do we do, right? We walked a bunch of blocks and we screamed until we turned blue in the face, literally. What do we do now? We live to fight another day. Right? That's what we did today, and that's what we continue to do. We come together as one, as a whole community, to make decisions for our whole community. Am I right? When you go home, have these awkward conversations with the people around you who may not agree with you. Have them. Make the space known, and make it known that just because you don't look like the people who are fighting, it doesn't mean that they're fighting alone. When you go home, have these conversations with your children, with your family, mom and dad, grandparents, aunties, uncles, neighbors. Keep the fire going. We cannot stop now. Like I said, the pushback will be too real. This cannot be another trending hashtag in 3 years that we all forgot because life moves too fast. Life stopped. We're in a global pandemic, if you haven't forgotten. We have nothing right now. They shut us down. We're not working. We're not at school. We don't have our day-to-day luxuries to enjoy anymore. Good. That way we can all be here. That way there's no excuse. This is a full-time job. This is a lifestyle. We are fighting not for just justice, but for our livelihoods. To continue living a free lifestyle, or to start, because they haven't really given it to us to begin with. We keep pushing, we keep fighting. We have nothing else to lose. They took everything. When you go home and you tell your friend, your frat brother, your colleague, oh, I went to this protest in the city for Black Lives Matter, anti-police brutality. Have you done anything? They tell you no. Ask them, what's stopping you? Nobody's working. Nobody's going to school right now. The whole world stopped, and we did not know that that could happen. We were giving stimulus checks, yet we were under the impression that we didn't have enough money in this country for reparations. There's a lot of things we don't know. And if we don't know it, we don't have the knowledge. And if we don't have the knowledge, we don't have the We see the impossible become possible in front of our very own eyes. In front of our very own eyes. Right? So we know that there's possibility for change. There's room for change. And quite frankly, if there is no room for change, I don't care. We're going to make room. Period. Your money, our money, as people, fund those people in blue out there. Every single human being who is a citizen of this country is mandated to pay taxes. By law. If you don't, you go to jail. So everybody here in this vicinity, in the city, in the state, in the country, has to pay taxes. We control where our money goes to. We control what gets funded. That is all on us. We have the knowledge, we have the power to put our money where it truly matters, to build back up marginalized communities, to set the playing field. It's time to level up, guys. Quite frankly, I'm pretty annoyed because I've only been on this earth for 2 decades, and this is now like the 2nd year I've had to pay taxes, like by law, or like I'll go to jail. Why the hell the people that look like me being killed on TV, am I paying you to do that? Are we paying them to do that? Are we paying them to do that? We vote them in, we vote them out. We put the money in their pockets, we put the money in their paychecks, we put the money in their budgets for more guns, for more training, for more riot gear. That's our money. They're using it against us. Know that your money funds everything that they do. If you know that, you have the knowledge. If you have the knowledge, you have the... If you have the knowledge, you have the... If you have the knowledge, you have the... I have a poem that I wrote in college I would like to share. This poem makes me roll my eyes every time I have to pull it up, because it's been a couple years since I was in college, and it's still relevant to this day. So, okay. This poem is called Death and Taxes. I suffer from PTSD and I've never been to Iraq. I am immobilized, desensitized, and I've watched my people be penalized for engaging in a war we couldn't stop. My skin speaks for me before my lips could even budge. I have and will kill everyone I love, because my tax dollars fund the club that funds the hand that holds the gun that shoots my brother in the back 8 times. And after that, I'll put a couple dollars down to send that hand and its family on its merry way to some resort in Honolulu for a 2-week stay. The same hand that got 2 weeks suspension with pay for 8 gunshots. It's not a punishment. It's more of a prize for the man with the most demonizing filter over his eyes. And after April 17th, I will have given that hand just enough money for his bonus, which he will now spend on a newly renovated foyer with a bay window that looks all over suburbia. That will make his wife happy. And after April 17th, I would have just gotten enough money for a casket and a service and a limo. This is my first time being in a limo. I ain't never been to Honolulu. Thank you. When I wrote that poem, I was at a school. My college was a predominantly white institution in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by mostly white people. I was given an assignment to write a poem and poetry workshop based on my experience. When I wrote that poem, it was right around tax season. And I realized, one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. You can't guarantee anything in this world but death and taxes. And somehow, some way, my taxes that are guaranteed contribute to my death. My taxes fund this big boy bully club. Our taxes fund this big boy bully club. These boys in blue We put the money in their pockets. When they shoot and kill an unarmed black teenager in the street and they go on leave with pay, we pay for it. And the little bit of money that we do get for ourselves, most of the time we're using it to fund the services for our fallen brothers and sisters. That was years ago. It is still relevant. Keep in mind that your guys' dollars, all of our dollars, fund this movement. It will be our dollars that take back our land and give us a better livelihood. Ours. Do we understand that? Do we understand that? There's a huge part of this issue, the biggest way to fix it, one of them being economically. That's how we take back control. We learn, we gain knowledge, we gain power. That's how it works. Again, if you were not following us from where we met up, or from when we were back here, behind the library, right? Take out your phones, please, if you haven't already. Take out your phones, please. Please and thank you. Take out your phones if you have not already. If you like Instagram and that's your way, pull up Instagram. If you like Facebook, that's your way, pull up Facebook. You can find us on Instagram at revolutionaries.nyc. It's from the back of his shirt, on the back of his shirt. Revolutionaries.nyc on Instagram. On Facebook, we are NYC Revolutionaries. Again, we're in dire need of supplies. We'll take monetary donations, but we more so need supplies. With you guys' help, we can change the world. All of these mini organizations coming together in different parts of New York City and holding protests and capturing the people's attention, all of us here can change the world. We're working together. Please believe it. We need you guys to stay out here, keep protesting, keep fighting, keep holding their attention. We'll be holding a live open caucus tomorrow as a meeting with guest speakers as well. We'd appreciate it if you guys can tune in and voice your questions, comments, and concerns. Because we're not just here for us, we're here for the people, like we said. We want the voice of all of the people. They call this a democracy. We're gonna make this a real democracy. The real deal. The real deal. We need educators, doctors, lawyers, first aid, security, anybody. Anybody. Each and every single one of you can significantly contribute to the change. And it does not have to be with your dollar. It does not have to be you on the front lines. There are so many ways. Being that this is New York City, so many people here from so many different walks of life. Who better than to represent the people? Than the most diverse group of people to live in any city in the world. Now, look around you. Look around you. Thank you to the people who have started with us from the beginning of the protest till now. Look around you, look how many people joined, look at the new faces, look at the familiar faces. A lot of us have been on the front lines for the past 2 weeks straight, so a lot of us are getting to know each other more and more. I hope this, what y'all see around you, fuels your hope for change. I really hope it does. I hope you see all these people around you and know that you're not alone. And that this fight is not small. And this fire is not about to burn out. We're just getting started. We're just getting started. One thing that we're trying to do, no, I should scratch that, not trying to, that we are doing and we hope picks up traction is Blackout Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, please only put your money into Black-owned businesses. We're creating a directory as New York City Revolutionaries, NYREV for short, for Black-owned businesses around the country, around the world, virtual and actual stores. Any type of service, any type of business, please, at the end of this protest, contact us to be a part of the directory. We're just trying to do some good and bring up the economic status of our community. We'll also be holding a blackout day for the 4th of July. Don't spend your money. Save it. Juneteenth. I'm a code switch right now, sorry y'all. Yeah, Juneteenth is clip for that. All of that money that you got, put it into Black-owned businesses. Put it into your communities. We'll be holding a march on Juneteenth, amongst others. In order to find out, we will not announce the information for safety purposes, but you can find us on social media and find the information or ask us for it. That day, we want to make just as a big national holiday as July 4th. Because you can't make a holiday, one of the biggest holidays to exist, and celebrate it because we're celebrating freedom when only 1% of people were free. Can't do that. That's not Independence Day. This, amongst other things, we have in the works. We're also trying to become a non-for-profit organization so that we actually have real deal paperwork to change things in the law, real deal credibility to change things with elected officials, and real deal protection. Y'all understand? So the last thing we're asking for are monetary donations. We need you guys signing petitions. We need you guys updated and informed. We need you guys to have the knowledge, because knowledge is, that was weak, because knowledge is what? Period. So please, y'all can help us in any way so that we can continue to help y'all. It'll be much obliged. Now, this is a NYREV protest, right? It's not violent, but it damn sure ain't peaceful. So make some noise, make some noise, make some noise, make some noise. If you need to register to vote, fine young man right there, standing up in the pink cap and the New York jersey. No matter how you believe that change is going to come, there are multiple ways. Do something. Now, like I was saying, this is a NIREV protest, and although we are nonviolent, that does not mean we're peaceful. One of our mottos, that we live to fight another day. Right? 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 Because it doesn't just stop with one protest, right? It doesn't just stop here at this protest, right? Right? I can't hear y'all, right? So for one, when the sun starts to go down, we start wrapping up. Because when the sun goes down, we can't protect everyone. And when the sun goes down, people who try to make us protesters, us people fighting for the right fight, look bad. So we can't let them do that to us. Right? We want to make sure every single person, like I said in the beginning, we want to make sure every single person here gets home safe to their family, so that they can come back out tomorrow and fight another day. Right? Right? So, know that this protest has been brought to you by NIREV. Stay nonviolent, not peaceful. Please take this time before the sun officially goes down to network, to communicate with each other, build your own communities inside of communities to keep this movement going and to keep on applying pressure. Yes? 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 I can't hear y'all. Yes? Talk to each other and figure out ways that you guys can come together and help each other. As for us, thank y'all so much for supporting. Y'all know where to find us on social media. And we'll see you guys at Saturday's protest. Thank you.
That I would like to almost change as a conversation is everybody talks about these as being protests, but just like at Standing Rock where people said, no, we're water protectors.
Yeah.
This is people protectors.
If you were to use a metaphor biblically, first century Gospels reveal in first century Judaism, when somebody died abruptly, there would be a funeral procession. And they would hire people that would lament and mourn the beloved who had passed. These peaceful protests are really funeral processions, proclaiming that the deaths of those that we are mourning is unjust. It is not right. It is an issue of morality. It is an issue of systematic oppression. It is an issue of systemic racism, which is the generational curse of the United States. And it's unfortunate that we have to deal with the rhetoric from the highest office of this land that further perpetuates and reinvigorates white supremacy in all its variations across the nation. The church came out today to speak truth to power in grace and love. Do you hear the complexity of that sentence?
Break it down for us. Yeah.
To speak truth to power in grace and in love. We love America, and America can do better. God loves black people, and so should America. and in particularly so should God's church. We love you, Black America, Brown America, Asian America. We love the United States of America, but we can do better, and Jesus expects more.
Would you say anything in particular to Christians or any religious person that is kind of like on the fence going, oh yeah, but you know, there's so much violence in these protests, and you know, can't they just go,
so this is
who have doubts about it?
Sure, because this is the second protest we've mobilized in a week. I was one of the key mobilizers in the first one in Brooklyn. 5,000 people came out, not one incident, not one looting, not one robbery, not one complaint. 5,000 people. We did the same thing in the Bronx. The police department opened us up, led us, guided us, worked with us, partnered with us. So we're not the looters, we're not the problem. The problem is that we have justified public assassinations, right, by allowing George Floyd situations, Trayvon Martin situations, Sandra Bland situations to go without challenge. Challenge and question the system. We have a lopsided America, and the only balance we're going to find is in Christ the King and in his church. God bless you.
Good. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you for speaking. Potent words. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ooh, sorry. Would you like to say anything? I've been live streaming the whole thing, and and just anything that is right there on your heart to say, or okay, thank you. Any final words for us today?
Church right now. Can you hear me with this on?
If you can take it down.
I think that the church right now is in for such a time moment as this. It's in that moment, and God has given us a ball, and we got to hold. Right now, the whole world is kind of like pretty much on ball with this cause. But even if the world gets tired or falls away, it's still our responsibility to hold strong. Okay, so we got to stay with it. And it's one thing to march and feel good about yourself, but we got lives to return to, and they better be changed. We better not come through this the same way we entered it. We better come through it, stand closer to God, and if necessary, inconveniencing ourselves for the sake of God.
Good. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Freelance press. Yeah.
Do you mind if I just grab a couple of words from you as the kind of choir master of the whole thing? Sorry to interrupt. You can stay and say anything you might like to say as well. You were like holding that down for the everybody here, and that's your heart energy is so big and so good. So thank you for that. But what you have anything you want to say? Anything you want to preach?
Yeah, I mean, so I think there's a shift happening in this culture.
Yeah, I feel it.
There's a spiritual shift and a cultural shift, and it escalated because of George Floyd. But I think God is doing something far bigger. And my invitation to the church is to not just tune in, but join in. That there's something happening, and if we miss it, we'll be on the other side of history. And so there's an opportunity now for the church to unite like never before and to uproot all of the racism that has existed in our denominations, that has existed in our churches and our families and our communities. And I think God wants that for us. So that's my invitation, is to jump on the side of history while it's in front of us.
Yeah.
Be a church that's for anti-racism and uproot the things that need to be uprooted in Jesus' name.
Great. Excellent. Thank you. Doug McLean. Nice to meet you. I just live streamed the whole thing, so if you want to find it, you can find me on Facebook and you'll see
it's on your live stream.
Yeah, it's on my live stream. I used to live stream to different pages and things, but yeah.
Doug McLean?
Yeah. MCLEAN.
Do you go to Florida Man?
No. I've live streamed 8 out of the last 9 days or something, or 8 out of the last 10 days, and just doing this. I was out at Standing Rock, and a lot of, I kind of learned the power of that. I'm Greta Thunberg up there.
Okay.
Cool. And share it out. And if you want, I can make I'll save this live stream, and then I can make it available to you at if it's of any use to you. So you can chop it up any way you like. I just do it to do it. And not a money thing. Thank you. So we're coming up toward the end. I might just try and get one more interview with one of the pastors here that was in this march. I just think it's amazing that the church has come out and been present here for doing this, for standing up, saying, if Christ was here, he'd be out in the streets doing this. If any of our religious leaders or religious icons or religious teachers over the years, had been here, I believe they all would have been out in the streets here, standing for humanity, justice, freedom, peace, and a safe way of living on earth for this and all future generations. Just gonna see if I can interrupt one more conversation. And for anybody that's just joining us, we're in the Bronx at a rally that was called Pray, March, Act. Hashtag Pray, March, Act. I matter, you matter, we matter. Guys, can I just grab a passing word, a final word here? What brought you out here in particular, and what's your church, and anything else that you would like to preach?
So my name is Jose. I'm the pastor of Calvario City Church, New York, located on 296 East 140th Street.
Yes. God bless. My name is Ramon. I'm also part of Calvario City Church, New York. New York campus, and we're here in the Bronx, joining in this peaceful prayer for protest to just declare that God's justice reigns, and that in the midst of this, the church does have a voice, and that voice is for justice, for peace, God's love to reign among all. So,
good. Thank you very much. Thank you both. Pastor Gene, I don't mean to interrupt, but can I just grab a final word? I just live streamed the whole thing, and both of you, if you have anything you want to say, jump in.
Well, the church is out here because we want to let the world know that the church is not silent, because we've been hearing in the media for many years, people was asking, where is the church? Where is the church? And we heard them. So we came out of the 4 walls to really let the community know that the church is behind them, the church is standing with them, the church believes in justice, and we're fighting against social injustice. We do it a different way from the church. Ours is through peaceful protest and prayer, and we want to let the community know that we're behind them and that we're not in agreement with all the stuff that's going on about what we're protesting about. So this is why we're here. So we're excited to be part of the community, to let the community know that we're standing with them, we believe with them. For me, this is not personal, but if I can share a quick testimony, I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran, and I went to Iraq, and I came back from Iraq, separated, had my medal, uniform on, everything. When I come back from Iraq to go back to my house, off post, I get pulled over in uniform by a sheriff. And pulled out the car.
We're here in the Bronx?
No, I was in Kansas.
Okay.
I get pulled out the car, I get harassed, I get handcuffed, and I'm in uniform. I just came back from fighting the war in Iraq. I have my medals, the American flag armor.
How did he justify handcuffing you?
I don't know. When I asked him, I said, why are you arresting me? He was like, this is what he said, what are you doing in this neighborhood? I said, I'm in this neighborhood. And he was like, no, you're not. I was like, how are you going to tell me that I don't live in this neighborhood? So they take me into the precinct, and then they let me go. So he's following me until I went into the house. And that's when he knew I lived in the neighborhood. So like this, the neighborhood I lived in, I was the only Hispanic that lived in the neighborhood. The only person that looked like me. So I wasn't bitter for that. You know, I understand that it was wrong what he did. I wasn't bitter, but my reason for me being out here and standing with the community, and also as a church, because I know what it is to be in a position where you're judged by your skin color, and because you look different from everybody else in the neighborhood. But the part that really bothered me was I was in a federal uniform, military uniform, and I still got mishandled and mistreated. But you know, no love lost. I know law enforcement do their job. I know there's a few that are a little bit aggressive, and I don't make no excuse for them. But I know what it is to be in a position of law enforcement. I also know what it is to be in a position when you're stressed. And when you're stressed, you let your emotions get to you. And sometimes your emotions will impair your judgment, and you'll do things that goes against your training.
Yeah.
You know? And when that happens, and when you lose your sensitive training, you trained and you believe. But I'm here for the community, show solidarity. For the lives that was lost. You know, there could have been better ways.
One more question for you. I was just down in D.C. 2 days ago, so Saturday, Sunday in D.C., right? And I went down there mainly because I heard that there were going to be as many armed forces, National Guard and active duty troops on the streets as were currently deployed in Iraq. And I was like, holy mackerel, how the heck are we living in that kind of world? All from the guy in the bunker going, whoa. And he put up a 9-foot high, 1.7 mile long fence around the White House, the People's House. Any thoughts on that?
I'm a little different from most people. I'm like neutral.
Right.
But I also know reality. And I understand that people want to defund the police and just ban the police department. But I've always told people this. I said, we don't want the military to come in and police our streets.
Yeah, no.
I love the military. I'm a veteran. I'm die-hard military. But as a military person, a veteran, you don't want the military to police the streets. Because if you have a problem with the law enforcement right now, and this is why they're protesters, if the military start policing the streets, it's going to be a little bit, maybe a little bit worse. And this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, just my opinion. Because the military or soldiers are trained to fight wars. They're not trained to handle domestic situations like the police officers.
Yeah.
So them being in Washington as much as it was overseas, you know what? I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And you're hearing this from a veteran. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
To put our soldiers in Washington away.
Yeah, or anywhere. I mean, I was out at Standing Rock for 4 months, and you know, the military showed up there big time, along with 75 different police departments sending people from all over
You gotta be concerned. You gotta be worried.
Yeah.
If the military comes in, you need to be concerned.
Good man. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Take care. Thanks for being here. So, church showing up big and strong in the Bronx. Many churches united, as you can see in the headline of this live stream, all united as one church. TJ Maxx behind me. Hold on. There you go. Non-product placement camera work. Yeah, I'm just heartened to see this kind of action taking place, peaceful, prayerful protection of people and calling on people to pray, march, and act. So whatever your version of prayer is, whatever your version of marching is, whatever your version of acting is, acting for a better world for this and all for future generations. Take care. I love you all, and feel free to share this if and when you get a chance to see it, and stay safe out there. Change is here. Change isn't on its way. Change isn't coming. Change is here.